examples of field force. First one is magnetic force. Ayskanta balamu. And observing the magnetic force. Observing the magnetic force. Observing the magnetic force. So first we take sieving needle, just like a sieving needle. This rubbed with a bar magnet with several times and same direction. Several times rubbing with same direction. After some time, this needle is magnetized. How can you identify it? This is near to the bar magnet, near to the magnetic compass. That magnetic compass deflected and direction is changed. So, the directions of North Pole, one end of the North Pole and one end of the South Pole. To pick the end of the foam is two poles. One is the North Pole and one is the South Pole. And see that this is a sieve. This is another sieve. And make the another sieve just like a same manner. This is two sieves. And take a bowl which filled with water and put on these two sieves. That sieves are float on the water. And each sieves have two poles. One is the North Pole and another one is the South Pole. This one also North Pole and South Pole. So these sieves are two white. This color is white color. This is red color. Same. This is white and this is red. We clearly observe it. We can also learn about in 6th class the basic property of magnetism. What is that? You can remember it? Okay, yes, very good. That is light poles. That is light poles of two magnets. Two magnets repel to each other. Light poles of two magnets repel to each other, and unlike poles of two magnets attract to each other. So we are learning about basic theory of magnetism. Like poles of two magnets repel to each other, unlike poles of two magnets attracted to each other. So this one applying for two sieves. In this two white color poles, two repel or attracted. Very good. Two white colors are two red color foams is repel to each other, and one white color and another one is red is attracted to each other. One white foam or one red and white is attracted to each other. So in this activity, an invisible force acting on that situation. So that invisible force is magnetic force. Which force? Magnetic force. So the magnetic force is the example of which force? Field force or force at a distance. You understand, children? The magnetic force is which force? Example of which force? Field force. So these two, a North south poles repel to each other, and one north and south or south and north poles are attracted to each other. This is the basic property of magnetism. So we finally, these leaves are two north poles and two south poles are repelled, and one north pole, one south pole is attracted. So this is a finally example for which force? Field force. Next one is electrostatic force. Next one is electrostatic force. Electrostatic force. Next one is electrostatic force. In electrostatic force is doing this activity. Take a balloon rubbed with inflate of tie and open end. The rubbed with small pieces of papers. After some time, pulls towards the paper to attract it to the balloon. So this is the invisible force to attract it to the balloon. Which one? The pieces of small papers. So one charged body and attracted to the another charged body is known as electrostatic force. The definition is electrostatic force. The charged body attracted to another charged body. Charged body is known as which force? Electrostatic force. One charged body attracted to the another charged body is known as electrostatic force. This force, electrostatic force, is example of field force. Which force? Field force. Second one. This is the example of field force. And third one is gravitational force. And third one is gravitational force. This is Gurutvakarshana balamu. Gravitational force is third one. So we slip into the chalk. The chalk piece were pull the earth. Why the chalk piece is upward direction and put on the sky? So some forces is attracted to the object to earth. So this is some invisible force acting on that body. So that force, when thrown up into the sky, when an object fall down, what happened? So these are the activities. And why do rivers flow down to sea? These are the so many examples. We finally conclude that the force is gravitational force. This force, gravitational force, first proposed by the most famous scientist is whose? Very good, Sir Isaac Newton. Whose? Sir Isaac Newton. Gravitational force. The gravitational force is, the definition is the attractive force between two massive objects is known as which force? Gravitational force. Which force? Gravitational force. The attractive force between two massive objects is known as gravitational force. The attractive force between two massive objects is known as gravitational force. It denoted by capital G. Denoted by capital G. So, any object to thrown up into sky, that object is finally to attracted to the earth. Earth is just like a huge magnet, a big magnet. So, earth is a big magnet. So, any object to attracted to each. So, this is the gravitational force. This is also which example? Which one example is? Field force. This is also one example of field force. So, finally, magnetic force and electrostatic force and gravitational force. These are three forces, examples of field force or force at a distance. So, next one is which force? Contact force. Contact force. Contact force and its examples. Contact force, second one. And examples. First one is muscular force. Muscular force. Muscular force. Khandara balam. Khandara balam. Muscular force. We are also doing so many works in daily life, like brushing, bathing, eating, running, etc. So, while we are possible to drive a car on a road, and just like so many activities, and human beings and animals also, their activity, regular, their physical activities, these forces are used. Which force? Muscular force. Muscular force. The muscular force is, the definition is, our body exerts the force exerted by our body muscles. Our body muscles is known as which force? Muscular force. Muscular force. See the children blackboard. The force exerted by our body muscles is known as muscular force. So, these muscular forces used, human beings and animals all doing their daily regular physical activities. Okay, this is muscular force. And next one is, this force is directly contact with all doing works. So, direct contact. So, we remember that one. Which force? Contact force. So, muscular force is the one of the best example of contact force. And second one is frictional force. Second one is frictional force. Frictional force. Frictional force. Frictional force. Ghर्षण बलम. Ghर्षण बलम. Frictional force. So, we are possible to walking or running. I am possible to blackboard on the blackboard with the chalk piece and running. The vehicles are going on the road. It is comfortably. The frictional force is very important nowadays. This force is definition by the frictional force, resistance to move over the surface of another body. The frictional force, resistance to over the surface of another body. చూడండి, the friction is resistance the over the surface of another body is called friction. Is called which force? Frictional force. So frictional force is very important to daily life. So in these frictional forces is detailed explanation and second chapter. So this is also which one? Contact force. This is example for contact force. The force is resistance over the surface of the another body is called frictional force. So it is denoted by which letter? Small f. It is denoted by small f. So let's see the children. Which force? Second one is frictional force. The frictional force always opposes to the force to the object. So you are unable to walk, you are unable to be able to walk, and you able to write, you able to running and slip, and so many activities and so many daily things.